Hello and what is going on today, guys? Tomcat here, and I hope you guys are having an awesome day so far. And today, we are in SpinTires Mud Runner taking a look at the Gauntlet Part 2. Now, the Gauntlet, the original map, was a really fun off-roading, trail riding, and partial rock crawling map that featured a lot. It was a very big map. It featured a lot of different trails, a lot of different types of trails, a lot of different types of roads, and it was a really interesting map to explore, to drive around on, and to test out vehicles. Now, this is the follow-up to that map. Now, before I get into the game any further, I do want to say that this YJ is also new. This YJ, I would say crawler. I'm going to call it a crawler because I view it as a crawler. We're also using this Willys Jeep that's also been modified a little bit less than this YJ, but we're going to set off on the YJ, see what we can find, and then after that, we'll probably come back, grab the CJ, and head a different direction, because there is a road over there, but there's also a trench down here that I saw and was very keen on checking out. Now, this map, oh my god, look at the flex on this thing. That is monstrous. Anyways, now as you can see, this map is huge. Like, it is so massive, and I guarantee you we're not going to explore the entire thing in one video. I mean, if we were going to explore the entire map, that would literally be like a 45-minute to an hour-long video after being edited down. Like, I'm not even joking. Like, it would be a massive video. But actually, apparently, it looks like that isn't really a trail. So we're just gonna follow the thing that looks like a trail and stick with that, because that seems like it's a much better bet. Now, so far, it doesn't seem to have quite as much verticality as the first Gauntlet map, but that could be just... Oh, yeah, never mind, it does. Oh, God, all right. Right off the bat, you were looking down into this massive valley, and that in itself is super cool, because it's beautiful, right? It's an absolutely beautiful landscape. You've got a ravine leading down into a lake. Lines of sight like this are very important. Lines of sight like this are very important to making memorable maps, and maps that people will want to come back and play again. And like, see over there, that like kind of gully slash trench that goes down the side of the hill, you could climb that. You could make that a side objective. You could make that a side trail. That's what makes this Gauntlet series a really fun series of maps, because everything is super detailed. And not only is everything super detailed, but there's all sorts of little hidden secrets and Easter eggs in every one of these maps, and this one is no different. So, in keeping with that, I'm sure there's going to be tons of things that we won't even find in this episode, in this video, but I'm sure that the more we explore this map, the more little goodies like that we will find hidden throughout the landscape. Now, there is a watch point right over here, so I'm going to go over there and grab it real quick, because I do want to see what I can reveal on the map. Now, we don't really have to actually go as far as you might think. We just have to kind of inch through the woods right here. And navigation map, navigation map revealed. And, you can see that massive ravine leading down to, there's a fuel station down there. There's also what looks like a lake. And there's really just, it looks like a bunch of trails going up and down through the mountains in this particular area. So, let's actually... I wonder if we could go just continue straight. And I mean, we're kind of bypassing that road a little bit, but you can see on the map what that road does. So it's not like we're going any kind of like crazy direction, or like, you know, there's something that might need to be revealed. Like, there's nothing really there. It's just like a massively long hairpin turn, so it's not really any kind of crazy obstacle or anything, so I'm just going to bypass it by going through the woods. And by the way, this is also my first time properly exploring a map using this YJ, and so far I really dig it. I really like how it's been made. I really like the suspension geometry that they've gone with. I like how much it flexes, and I like the tires. I also like how they've cut out the body to accommodate the tires. So I think overall, like, all in all, they've done a very good job with this Jeep. Now, this goes back that way to a lumber mill, a watch point. I kind of want to go the other direction, because I feel like there's probably more interesting stuff the other way, because it goes deeper into the map rather than sticking with like this one corner. And that's kind of the last thing I want to do, is like stick with this one corner of the map while I'm trying to explore as much of it as I can. So let's go ahead and do a little bit of a bypass through the wood. Well, I should say, shouldn't say through the woods. This is more of just like stumps and underbrush. Go ahead and drop down this hoop. There we go. Oh, God. All right. It fell in the hole. If we can probably... You know what? I bet you... Yeah, I was going to say, I bet you if we put it in low 2, we can just crawl right out of here. Because this thing has immense levels of grip. Absolutely immense. And due to the levels of grip that this thing produces, that basically allows you to not only carry a bunch of momentum, but also if you lose that momentum, you can get it back. You're not dead in the water if you lose that momentum. You can just as easily, like, just slot it right back into low 1 or low 2 and power right on out of whatever obstacle you're trying to deal with. Now, high range in this thing is actually not that fast. It really feels like 1 gear up from low 3, which is really, really good for off-roaders because, well, I should say off-roaders. Everything in this game is an off-roader, minus, like, mods that are there for comedy's sake. But a crawler like this, sometimes you just need a little bit more than low 3, but maybe not quite as much as 4th or 5th. So high in this is about the equivalent to 3rd, which I think is perfect. I think that's genuinely a perfect spot for 3rd gear to be in, or well, for high range to be in a vehicle like this. Now, what is going to be the next, I'm looking for the next side objective, the next side trail, side objective. Ooh, we've got a cloak point right there. Let's head on over there and reveal that, and then, or unlock it, reveal it, whatever you want to call it. Now, there may be some people that will say that this thing flexes to unrealistic levels, and I don't agree with that. I think this thing flexes just fine, and I think that there are, I mean, you know that there are vehicles out there that flex just as much as this YJ does. You just have to find them. I mean, they're not super common. They're, you know, they're, like, super capable crawlers, but they're out there, and they do exist. So it's not like vehicles that flex this much don't exist. And by the way, low 1 is usable, and it's actually a really, really stout gear ratio, and like, because this thing has the low end to actually power low 1, and when it powers low 1 like that, you can pretty much get out of any situation, no matter how slippy the terrain is. So yeah, just as I thought when I shifted into automatic, low 3 is the equivalent of 2nd gear, and high is the equivalent of 3rd gear, which is absolutely perfect, I think. For this application, I think that's absolutely perfect. Wind through these corners just a little bit. Kind of wanted to drop straight over the edge, but... And see that, like, that drainage ditch, basically? You could use that as a side trail. Whoa! Whoa! The hell was that? That was incredibly unexpected. Let's recall the Willies over here and maybe use it to push that Jeep over? I don't know if we can. Well, we can probably push it over now because we'll just roll it down the hill. Actually, you know what we can do now? Let's just continue on using the Willies. Now we just have to remember which way. Okay, so we'd have to turn the Willies around, and that's the way we're going. Just don't roll the Willies over, please. Well, that Jeep's fixed now. Oh, never mind. It's not fixed. Oh, it's fixed. Yeah, it's fixed. It's good. Not concerned about it. It's fixed. Don't worry about it. So automatic mode in the Willies. 4th gear in the Willies is actually faster, way faster actually, than 4th gear in that YJ Crawler. But the YJ Crawler just has extremely low gearing. I mean, the Willies has low gearing, but the YJ Crawler has, like, stupid low gearing. But then again, you got to remember how big of a tire it's running. Now, out here, this is actually a really cool area. This map has a lot of, or I should say, this installment in the Gauntlet series of maps seems to have a lot of lakes. Go climb, little Jeep. Yes. I feel like the YJ Crawler is very much like the big brother and like the powerful, you know, the powerful, super capable one. And this thing is just like the plucky little brother that just so happens to be able to do everything the big brother can. It's just like maybe not as dramatic. Come on. Let's put it in. Yeah, auto should be fine up that hill. You got to be careful when going over the crests of hills because you never know if the ground might just drop away completely. Now, the creator of this map says you can log this, and I do believe him to a certain extent. I mean, well, actually, I believe him fully, but I do also fully 100% know that this map is going to be a bit of it's going to be a bit of a challenge to log this place. You're going to need a very, very, very capable logging rig, especially if you're towing a trailer. The trailer's going to need a lot of ground clearance. So is the logging truck. Because some of the lips on these hills, oh my god, you would get 99% of logging trucks and trailers 100% stuck out here just because they'd high center. And that's the only reason. Like, they would just completely high center. Slowly around that corner. Oh, slowly didn't work. Power out. Or not. Oh, geez. Oh, I think it's going to fall right where it needs to. Oh, God. There we go. Pull, please. Come on, come on, come on. There we go. All right, she's good. So from here, we just got to release that winch. Go back to low, let's see, bottom of low 2. Bottom of low 2 should give us enough of a low-end ratio, like a low gearing ratio, for us to be able to drive up out of here. Now, whether or not we'll need to winch in a second is debatable, but, oh, nope, we got it. We needed it. We needed the winch. No shame in needing a winch. Honestly, there's more shame in, like, oh, geez. There's more shame in refusing a winch than needing to winch, in my opinion. That looks very difficult, very challenging. I wonder where that leads. Oh, I do wonder. I do greatly wonder where that leads. Let's check it out. Let's put it in low 2 and head up this, what looks like kind of a ditch ravine thing. I mean, then again, we are in a Willys Jeep, and I'm not afraid to throw this thing at the landscape, so we can pretty much go after whatever obstacle we want. I'm just curious to see if it'll climb this whole entire thing, because it does look like it gets tighter up here. Come on, just slow. Dude, this thing is just slowly kind of churning away at the terrain. It's very sideways now, very sideways. Come on. Oh, you've got this. I mean, I'm full throttle, low 2. And I'm not letting off. I just want to keep that little tiny bit of momentum. Oh, dude, we got a road up here. You know what we probably did? We probably bypassed a whole bunch of the rest of that road. Throw it back in low 3, which is second gear. Throw it in high, which it barely picked up, and then we'll shift it up into automatic. Kind of treating it like an actual manual gearbox, but wait a minute. Was that a... No, never mind. I was like, was that a side trail? And it was just kind of a ditch. I mean, we used a ditch as a side trail, don't get me wrong, but this one doesn't seem like it has as many side trails as the first map. I will say, like, that is one thing that I'm not sure how I feel about, because I loved how many side trails the first Gauntlet map I played had, because of the fact that, like, all those side trails made the map super open-ended, and I feel like this one may be a little bit more geared towards logging, but whether or not that's a good thing is completely subjective. Whether or not that's a good thing is completely subjective to whoever's looking at the map. Now, in my opinion, I would rather have more side trails, but in other people's opinions, they may rather have more logging, so that's completely 100% up to them. Now, that is just this one slice of the map. There's so much more out here, and I may be missing, you know, a massive trail network that I haven't even seen yet. So we'll revisit this map again in a later episode after I've explored more of it, and I'll be able to show more of it to you guys. But I do hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, don't forget to leave me a like. Tell me in the comments down below what you guys thought of it, and if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe for more. I also want to say thank you to the creator of this map for actually getting in touch with me and sending me the map. So big thanks to him. And again, hope you all enjoyed. I'll see you next time. Talk to y'all later.